What's good, YouTube? Y'all already know we your boys. Them boys crazy. It's your boy Roy to Rob up in this mouth.
You already know what's going on, know it's boy Cam Official. Anytime you see our face, you know it's time for another reaction.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what or who or what's going on. I just know he's got a lot of views in a good amount of time. And this man, he said CRIP rapper cries to cops. Gangs won't let him in general population. That's
I don't know what bro got going on. It's something though.
bro, it's like a French fry.
It's something about him we don't know. You hear me? It's something about him we don't know. We gonna find out though.
Rapper Chief True really ain't about that life. He's from Nashville, Tennessee, claims to be a Crip. He got arrested back in January and was on suicide watch after other inmates wouldn't let him in to general population. Here's the wild story. Colin Williams, aka Chief True or Chief Two Blunts, is a white rapper from Nashville.
Chief Two Blunts.
Crazy.
Colin Williams, aka Chief True or Chief Two Blunts, is a white rapper from Nashville who claims to be a Crip. He's part of a local clique called Buddha Gang, which includes other local Nashville rappers. He says he started rapping in high school and was inspired by artists like Chief Keef, NBA Youngboy, and Young Pappy. A lot of his music videos feature guns, and he raps like he's really from the streets. But aside from all the tough talk in his raps, Chief True don't look like your normal gangbanger. He's a skinny white kid with carrot top dreads and a tattoo of a blue heart on his neck. Just because he look goofy, don't mean he ain't about that life.
For sure.
But some recent behavior don't add up with the image he's trying to put on. In August of 2019, Chief True got into it with another dude from Memphis, who's a younger brother of a rapper named 100K Tuck. In a video posted to social media, the dude confronts Chief True, saying he disrespected him. He catches the rapper outside of a Mapco gas station and calls him out to fight. In the video, he says Chief True just made a diss song about some of his homies from 100K. But now, he ain't got that same type of energy. He even showed he had a gun. Chief True just paces nervously and complains about the security cameras in the area. So the other dude tells him they can handle it across the street.
Let's get with it. Let's get, man. Come on, cuz, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, right across the street. Right across the street. Let's go, bro.
It looks like Chief True is also strapped, but he still turns down the fade. He ain't wrong for not wanting to blast on camera. But when you claim to be a Crip and start dissing people who really about that life, you gotta be prepared for that energy to come back around to you. If that wasn't bad enough, Chief True was recently arrested and kept in jail, which has made him show his true
I'm gonna be real. He played this smart and dumb. Played it smart because you trying not to get yourself locked up. Played it dumb because your ass could have died easily. You know what I'm saying? So you played it smart and dumb because bro already got his finger on the button.
Yep.
So you trying to undo, you do regardless. Unless you real deal, got bro, I seen bro out in the back near the pumps and stuff, he was real deal scoping and stuff. Unless he real deal news. You know what I'm saying?
In January 2020, True was recently arrested and kept in jail, which has made him show his true colors. In January 2021, police were called to an apartment complex in South Nashville after residents reported gunshots being fired. When officers arrived, they saw a man holding a short-barrel AR-15 type pistol. The man was later ID'd as Chief True. When the cops approached him, he pointed the gun at them, but eventually put it down after they ordered him to drop the weapon. The arrest report says that he smelled like marijuana and had bloodshot eyes. Plus, his speech was slurred and he was mumbling. Officers also questioned his girlfriend, who said he was on Xanax, which he was prescribed. According to the cops, when they asked him about the shots being fired, the rapper said a stranger knocked on his door and fired a shot at him. He then grabbed his gun to protect himself. But the police ain't buy his story and said he was the one who fired the weapon and had done it in a reckless manner. They arrested him for reckless endangerment, possession of a handgun under the influence, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on a first responder. Police say after the arrest, the rapper started acting crazy and was bawling his eyes out in the back of the patrol car. He even threatened the officers, telling them he would find out where they lived and put out a hit on them. He also told them he would post bond that night and kill him himself. While they was booking him, they also found 8 Xanax bars in his pockets. He was given a $77,000 bond, but put on a whole...
Bro, slow, man.
Man, it's crazy because I hate when police officers do that, bro. I hate this so much.
What?
Be on some stuff like, no, you was the one that shot the shots. We think, nigga, what? So slow, man, you crazy, bro. Probably real deal, man. Somebody about to get on his ass. Them folks shot.
Like they don't know that.
They might have them things too. They might probably come on, fool. They might probably know what was going on. Them folks shooting at him. That's why he was outside with the gun, just holding it. He trying to shoot at him. He thought it was them. Real stuff. I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all got police officers be knowing stuff, bro, but they be trying to really just lock folks up. Come on, you think they might just finna be outside holding this junk like this at y'all? They might thought y'all was somebody, but he off them things, so he don't know who was who. Who folks there?
That's all they was.
Man, shit.
Couldn't leave because he was already out on bond for multiple crimes at the time of his arrest. In September 2019, Chief True got arrested after fleeing from police in a Ford Fusion with no bumper. Police were patrolling the area around Central Pike and Tulip Grove Road when they saw Chief True leaving the Burning Tree Apartments in a car with no front bumper or license plate. An officer followed him and tried making a casual comment when he parked the car in a parking lot nearby. But instead of talking to the cops, the rapper immediately got back in the car and smashed off. While police was chasing him, the rapper swerved into oncoming traffic across a double yellow line and almost caused an accident. He got away, but police put out a warrant for his arrest, and Chief True turned himself in for reckless driving with no license, and evading arrest in a motor vehicle. He got out on a $7,000 bond. While he was out on bail for that charge, he got arrested again in October 2020 for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and weapon possession, and got out on bail again. So,
y'all getting locked up a lot.
Yeah. Real.
for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and weapon possession, and got out on bail again. So, when they arrested him for a third time in January, they realized if he was released, he'd probably just get locked up again, so they put him on a hold.
I knew you would.
You know the backpack kid, what they be doing in this?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He coming like that.
Man, that's
That
crazy.
tree coming like what?
In January, they realized if he was released, he'd probably just get locked up again, so they put him on a hold until his case could be processed. Despite all the tough talk in his music, Chief True has had a rough behind bars. As soon as he got to jail, he immediately passed out and went to sleep. When he woke up, he must have realized he was in deep trouble, as he demanded to make a phone call. When they denied him, he started throwing a tantrum, screaming, crying, and kicking the cell door, as he wasn't getting what he wanted. One of the officers told him he slept through his phone time, and she would try to get him a tablet so he could make a call. But he was too busy throwing a fit to hear what she was saying, and instead, he called her a stupid and a bunch of other names. He started getting so crazy that they had to put restraints on him and put him under supervision in a medical cell. He started saying he was going to
That boy smart.
so and tried to smash his head against the wall. So they put him on suicide watch for his own protection. When they tried to strip him naked, he got even more agitated and started insulting them, going as far as calling one of the staff members a with a hard R. So they put him on a level 2 suicide watch and placed him in a padded cell. After about 2 weeks, they thought he was ready to go back to general population, but the other inmates wasn't having it. When they moved him back into a regular cell, other inmates started banging on the glass and yelling death threats at him. Other gang members in the dorm warned the officers it would be bad if he got put in one of their cells. So they decided there was a legit threat to his safety if he was back in general population, and kept him in a special holding cell for the rest of his jail time. If that wasn't bad enough,
Man, that's crazy, bro. I'm just being real. That's one thing. I'm just being real. That's one thing you don't even want to do, even if you. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. This different. But I'm just being real. You supposed to be, man, real this.
Living
Stepping
like
in the street, man. You can't be in no holding cell, no.
Man, he been there that whole time. But bro knew what he was doing though.
Man.
Like you said, he's smart.
general population, and kept him in a special holding cell for the rest of his jail time. If that wasn't bad enough, Chief True got hit with additional charges a few weeks after getting locked up. He had charges related to 2 attempted robberies that occurred in the Hermitage neighborhood of Nashville back in 2020. An arrest warrant said that Chief True pulled a gun on a man who was working on a car in the Cherry Creek Apartments in November 2020. The rapper pointed a gun at the man's chest, but the man tried to grab the weapon and ended up getting shot in the thigh, causing Chief True to flee the scene. A few minutes after that, police said that the rapper went to the Highlands at the Lake Apartments on Arbor Lake Boulevard and pointed a gun at another man. But this dude was ready for the smoke and pulled out his own gun, shooting the rapper and allegedly hitting him. So on top of the reckless endangerment and weapons charges he was already facing, now he's looking at 2 attempted robberies. And since he's had other problems with the law in the past, it looks like he'll probably end up doing time. Hopefully, all this will be a wake-up call and show him that he really ain't about that life. Because if the Crips ain't rocking with him in county jail, they definitely ain't rocking with him in the pen.
But on some,
You ready?
but on some real stuff, bro. It ain't even about him not being about that life, bro. Just I don't know. Somebody give me them things for real, and he just going crazy out there.
Yeah, he just out them things for real.
It ain't even about him being about that life. Like, yeah, he's still doing stupid stuff.
I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm sure like he just But I'm just being real, bro. It's a lot of people who ain't about to, like, they just do stuff because they already created their image.
Man.
But that man right there, off them thing.
He off them
That's
things,
all
man.
it is.
You can't say he ain't about that like it. He still,
Because
he
I'm
ain't just
sure-
out here killing and doing, but he's
but
still doing
some
retarded
back
that
to
a lot of
back,
them ain't finna
though.
do.
That's why I said
Oh,
earlier, I'm
yeah.
like, that man show getting locked up a lot. I mean, he out here doing this and he out here doing this. So, hey, it is what it is. But, yeah, that boy off them,
You gotta sit your ass down, somebody point things on your ass. For real.
that
I
is
ain't
crazy.
gonna lie.
Like, it was interesting.
Yeah. I want to get some updates on it, man. Ass.
For real. I'm finna check the music out, though.
Hey. If y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the rest, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy, them boy, crazy. And we out.